and this is from the New York Times, the inequalities of wealth have become inequalities of health. A middle-aged American in the top fifth of the income distribution can expect to live about 13 years longer than a person in the bottom fifth, an advantage that has more than doubled since 1980. Okay, and then it goes on to say this: the United States does not guarantee the availability of affordable housing to its citizens. I mean, we know all this, of course. Does not guarantee the availability of affordable housing, as do most developed nations. It does not guarantee reliable access to healthcare, as does virtually every other developed nation. And beyond the threadbare nature of the American safety net, the government has pulled back from investment in infrastructure, education, and basic scientific research, the building blocks of future prosperity. It is not surprising that many Americans have lost confidence in the government as a vehicle for achieving the ends that we cannot achieve alone. So I guess my question, reading this, I was thinking, America can't afford a Foucauldian critique of biopolitics. What America yearns for is biopolitics. What we need is the biopolitical, and isn't it the case that Foucault profoundly overestimated the time frame in which disciplinary formations would give way to biopolitical ones? I love reading Foucault, but can we afford the luxury of a Foucauldian critique of biopolitics? Isn't the thing that we need right now is biopolitics as a sort of basis of our society?
In direct response to your question, biopolitics, I think, if I understand Foucault correctly, has never been about an equal and fair distribution of resources and possibilities. It's rather about the, let's say, economically reasonable management of what is available, right? In terms also of illnesses, epidemics, but it's also about the monitoring, the control, and it doesn't mean that the horizon of biopolitics, it would be really naive, I think, to think that its horizon is an equal distribution of resources. So when I put the emphasis on this paradigm differential, on this internal polyphony within the various paradigms, I think this could be useful to conceptualize what is happening in America under the proper name Donald Trump. Obviously, one could think that there is a very strong biopolitical paradigm at work here. Constant monitoring, statistical modes of governing have not disappeared at all. Maybe they have simply shifted from the state power to the power of big multinational companies like Google, or mainly American ones, it has to be said. So there is maybe a shift from this biopolitical kind of governance from the state power to another kind of power, to global capitalist power, but the seat of which is mainly America. In front of this, facing this, Donald Trump is probably the name of a certain revival of at least a fantasy of sovereignty. And I think that Foucault's analysis in Society Must Be Defended is strikingly relevant to the current situation.